Hello guys, so today we are going to discuss a very important topic from physical chemistry. As we know that in the chemistry there are three different parts: physical, inorganic and organic. In all this chemistry, the calculation plays a very important role. What do you mean by calculation? As we are doing a reactions in a laboratory as well as in an industry, we need to know how many or how much amount of reactants we need to take so that how much product will be formed. So it is necessary to understand the quantitative approach in chemistry. So the quantitative measurements which we are dealing with in a chemistry is dealt in this topic called as stoichiometry. Now, in a stoichiometry means what? Stoichiometry means quantitative measurements of reactants and products. So, which deals with the amount of substance which we are taking, determination of various masses, molar mass, atomic mass, equivalent mass, and the various reactions or various analytical processes. So, in a stoichiometry, as we are starting with a very basic concept, that is nothing but atom. So, in a chemistry, we have done this concept of atom in a lower standard. Atom is the smallest indivisible particle of an element. Then comes molecule. So, what do you mean by molecule? Same way, smallest particle of a compound is called as a molecule. Now, atom and a molecule, these are the qualitative approach. In a quantitative way, when we are dealing with atom and molecule, we should know how to calculate, how to determine it. And for that purpose, we are using gram atomic mass and gram molar mass. Now, the word gram is not for the mass of atom actually taken in a grams. If we consider that that weight is very small, so atom is very tiny, we cannot see it also. So if we take that weight, then it becomes very difficult for us for the calculation, and therefore to express it for a quantity in a laboratory approach, we are using gram word. So gram atomic mass. So what do you mean by atomic mass? The atomic mass means mass of the atom, but it is always taken with reference, with respect to something, and that reference we are taking carbon 12 isotope. So average atomic mass or average mass of the atoms when compared with 1/12 weight of C12 isotope. Same thing, average mass of the molecules when compared with 1/12 weight of C12 isotope. These are the IUPAC definitions. But to calculation part, for to determine, we need this gram. So what do you mean by gram? When an atomic mass is expressed in a grams, it is called as a gram atomic mass. When a molar mass is expressed in a gram, it is called as gram molar mass. So in future, whenever we are dealing with the problems associated with these two, they are just mentioning atomic mass. So we need to understand that it is gram atomic mass. Molar mass, it is gram molar mass. So what do you mean by this? So let us calculate molar mass of CaCO3, calcium carbonate. It's very simple, which we have done in a lower classes also. How can we determine that? So for that purpose, we are taking atomic mass of calcium plus atomic mass of carbon and one more element. What is that? Oxygen. But how many oxygen? 3. So we are taking 3 into atomic mass of oxygen. So what is the atomic mass of calcium? So that is 40 plus 12 plus 3 into 16. So if you calculate that, it is coming approximate. It is coming as 100. Okay. So this is called as gram atomic mass of CaCO3. Okay. Now, so this is a molar mass, gram molar mass of CaCO3, calcium carbonate. Now, to determine the one more quantitative approach, to determine the quantitatively the amount of substance, we are using various terms. For example, a dozen, a gross, a dozen stand for 12 units, a gross stand for 144 units. So in a chemistry, we are using one more term called as mole. Now what do you mean by mole? It is a unit to determine the quantitative molecules, atoms. So if I consider 1 mole, so according to Avogadro's, who has defined 1 mole is equal to what? So 1 mole is equal to 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 particles. What do you mean by this? When I am saying 1 mole of an element, so element is associated with atom. So 1 mole of an element is equal to 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 atoms. 1 mole of a compound, 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Further, it is also defined as 1 mole is equal to gram atomic mass or gram molar mass. So if there are an element, we can say a gram atomic mass. If we are expressing for the compound, it is a gram molar mass. So we are using or. So how can we determine number of moles? By using this definition. This is the definition of a mole. So 1 mole is equal to 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 particle. So now we will derive first some formula. Okay. So one formula I will be deriving. So the next formula I am directly writing. So it's very simple and straightforward. How? So let us consider we are taking W grams of a compound. So weight of substance. Let us consider W grams. Then molar mass of that substance, and that is equal to M. So by definition, what do you mean by 1 mole? 1 mole is equal to M gram. So N moles is equal to how many grams? So that we have to calculate. So let us consider that is W gram. So if we cross multiply, N is equal to what? N is equal to W divided by M. So this is first formula we are deriving now. What is that? Number of moles is equal to weight of the substance divided by molar mass of the substance. Similarly, if the number of particles are given to you, then how can we determine the number of moles? So number of moles, if number of particles are given, then N is equal to, directly I am writing number of particles divided by Avogadro's number. So what is that Avogadro's number? This value, 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 particle. So let us take one problem, a very simple problem we are taking now. determine number of let us consider number of atoms present in 1.8 grams of H2O. So, first of all, we have to determine atoms, and H2O is a compound. So, compound consists of molecules and a molecule consists of atom. So, first of all, we have to determine what? We have to determine molecules. How can we determine that? So, let us consider number of moles of H2O is equal to weight of H2O, that is 1.8, divided by molar mass, that is 18. So, how much it is? 0.1 moles. So, number of molecules of H2O. Number of molecules of H2O, we are going to use this formula. Number of moles multiplied by Avogadro's number. So, number of moles, how many moles we have? 0.1 multiplied by 6.023 into 10 raised to 23. So, that is coming how much? 6.023 into 10 raised to 22 molecules of H2O. Now, one molecule of H2O contains how many atoms? 3. So, one molecule of H2O corresponds to 3 atoms. So, 6.023 into 10 raised to 22 molecules corresponds to how much? 3 into 6.023 into 10 raised to 22. So, if we solve further, we will get the answer 9, 6. So, it is what? 18.069 into 10 raised to 22 atoms. Now, this is a very simple relations we are dealing with, which is dealing with mass, which is dealing with number of particles. There is one more way of expressing moles for gaseous substances, and that is called as volume of molar volume. So, that will be discussed in a next session. Thank you. Stoichiometry means what? Stoichiometry means quantitative measurements of reactants and products. So, which deals with the amount of substance which we are taking, determination of various masses, molar mass, atomic mass, equivalent mass, and the organic. In all this chemistry, the calculation plays a very important role. What do you mean by calculation? As we are doing reactions in a laboratory as well as in an industry, we need to know how many or how much amount of reactants we need to take, so that how much product will be formed. So, it is necessary to understand the quantitative approach in chemistry. So, the quantitative measurements which we are dealing with in a chemistry is dealt in this topic called as stoichiometry. Now, in a various reactions or various analytical processes. So, in a stoichiometry, as we are starting with a very basic concept, that is nothing but atom. So, in a chemistry, we have done this concept of atom in a lower standard. Atom is the smallest indivisible particle of an element. Hello guys, so today we are going to discuss a very important topic from physical chemistry. As we know that in a chemistry there are 3 different parts: physical, inorganic